All right. Well, hey, Team Impact family, happy, was it Monday night? I think it's might be Tuesday for some of you that are in Australia or maybe in Europe. I know we have some Aussies on here and we have some Europeans on here as well. It's really early in the morning in Europe, but happy to have you guys all here. We're gonna do just a quick training as usual tonight, a Monday training, get the week started for all of you. And we're going to talk about a couple things here tonight, just super, super simple stuff. I've been thinking this week about, a lot about this company and what's happening and what's happened in the last 4.5 months, with a lot of us that have been here just 4.5 months. And for those of you guys that are brand spanking new, I mean, some people on here that just joined, right? There's some people on here somewhere in the middle, right? There's some new M1s on the team here that I'm looking at right now. And you know what? I'm going to start off by recognizing those new M1s. And listen, before I do that, there are a lot of people. And if you guys see me post congratulations in our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp Team Impact page. And by the way, if you're not on the Team Impact WhatsApp page, make sure you get on it. Okay. And if you get annoyed by all the, because there's some, might be quite a few notifications, you can silence the notifications. So not a big deal, but I encourage you all to go there daily. Go there daily and engage in some good information in there. I know Jan's been working hard trying to get from corporate what the best cleaner to clean the P90, clean the foot pedals. So there's always good information in there. Um, some of the other leaders in there are posting things, but more importantly, it's really great to see all of you engage in the congratulations, right? When people tier bonus or they, hit M1 or M2 or whatever it is, it's always nice for all of you to go in there and just say, you don't have to say congratulations because then it will get out of hand if everybody did that, but maybe just heart it or give some clap emoji or something like that, just so people know that, hey, you recognize them. Because listen, frankly, you're going to want it when you get it, right? When you hit M1 or you tier bonus,
And the last thing I will
people
tell you
show you the
guys,
love in there. People show you the love. That makes you feel good, right? Recognition is super important. So that's why I go in there every day and I try to recognize everybody. It's a daunting task, believe me, to go through the whole team, find out who tier bonus, and both legs. I mean, it's a lot of work for me, but it's important for me to do that for all of you. So before I move forward, I want to give a big congratulations to Carla Rice. Carla, congratulations, new M1 on the team. Congratulations. Also, let's see. And if I miss anybody, before I go forward, there's quite a few people actually on the team that are they're incognito, let's just say, right? This company, as you probably all know, is attracting everybody. I mean, it's attracting big leaders in the industry. I'm talking like number one money earners in a company. That's the kind of, people this company's attracting. It's also attracting a ton of other leaders in other companies. And you guys all know the deal in this industry. Companies don't like you doing other things, right? When you're a leader, especially, right? They get a little worried that you got to maybe either leave or you're going to take people with you, right? Um, so there's some people here. There's quite a few of them actually that are just getting started too, that are getting some legs and talking to their people. And so if I put initials in that Team Impact page, if I say congratulations, KR, right? Um, there's a reason for that. I'm not saying their name, but I want to recognize them. Okay, and I think more and more of them are coming out and saying, who cares? You can announce me and everything else. So you guys are going to see a lot of big leaders that are going to be coming out saying, "Hey, I'm here," right? For a lot of reasons. So, and that should be exciting to all of you. And the reason being is, you may not know some big leaders in this industry. You may not. But you know what? I guarantee the people know big leaders. Okay. That's what happens, right? You may not know them, but you might be a connector. And that's what's so neat about this industry is, you know, you guys probably heard my story in Japan, right? I didn't know anybody in Japan, but I knew one guy there and reached out to him and friended some of his friends, and I got to know them and I built a huge team in Japan just from this one guy. and he never joined the business. He never joined my business back in the day, but he connected me to a bunch of Japanese and Filipinos, and it was some of the greatest times in my career, going to Japan several times and building the Japanese team. Um, so it's exciting what's to come. So we have another one. I want to also give a big congratulations to Roxy Damron. Give it up for Roxy. She's a new M1. She's down there on her couch waving. Congratulations, Roxy. There's some others too. Let's see if I see any more here. Like I said, there are some people that are incognito. Let me just look through the other page here. Um, I think that's it right now. That's on here anyway. But there are, like I said, more and more. And listen, you guys, there's another M1 that is literally like so close to M2. I mean, when I'm talking like so close, it's like really close. You guys know that M1 is 1,000 on each side, 1,000 in PV on each side. So you can do that with 14 people. 14 people all doing just $1,000 order, because $1,000 order is, as you know, 750 PV. So 750 PV times 14 is over 1,000, right? Or you can do it with seven people that do 2,000 on each side, right? You can hit M1. And in between that, I think it's like 10 people that do the P90 plus. Okay, just so you guys know. But M2 is actually 100,000 on each side. So M1's a 10,000. It jumps 10 times to get to M2, right? So we obviously have one M2 that's on here right now. We have an M2 that broke in Germany today on the team. We have another M2 in he's Russian, but he's in Vietnam. And we have another one I think in Russia that's really close. She's blown by it on one side, but she's really close on that. So we have three M2s on the team, soon to be two more. One that's on Kristen's team, Amy. She's not on here tonight. She could make it, but she's literally 5,000 away, Kristen, on one side, 5,000 in volume away. So she has 95,000 in one side. It's crazy. So, and then M3 5X that. So it goes from 100,000 on each side to 500,000 on each side. And then M4s goes from 500,000 on each side to 1 million on each side. And then, and by the way, it's so cool because it's cumulative, right? It doesn't zero out at the end of the month. It's cumulative. So the longer you're here, the longer you're building the business, obviously you can get M1, M2, and M3, pretty quickly if your team's building. So, and then, M5 goes from 1 million to 5 million on each side. And then it goes from 5 million to 10 million for M6. And that's where Tuan and Van are. Can you believe that, you guys? In just a year in the business, Tuan and Van have done 5 million on each side. No, excuse me, 10 million on each side. 10 million, right? 10 million. So M4 is a million, then it's 5 million, then it's 10 million. They've done 10 million on each side. Crazy, crazy growth. And we're not even close to momentum now. So real exciting what's about to happen. So tonight I want to talk about basically I want to make sure. I did a call yesterday with some leaders, and we talked about, and they've been here, some of them have been here for maybe about a month, and they're crushing it. And they never got the system. Like, they never received the system. So I was like, oh, and you guys all know when I started, I called Tuan and Van and I said, hey, okay, I'm in, let's go. But what are you doing? Right? What's the system? Because I've been in this industry 30 years, and we all know if somebody's having tremendous success, don't try to reinvent the wheel. You guys have heard that before, right? Find someone that's doing incredibly well and just do what they did, right? Um, so I called them and they said, hey, this is all we're doing. So I took that system, I followed it to a T. I didn't try to create my own system. I didn't try to do anything different because I wanted the results they had. So after doing that for a period of time, I made an email and I emailed all my personals, all the people I brought on board. I emailed, I just copied and pasted, added them, sent the email to them. But what's happened over time, right, over the last 4.5 months is those emails get diluted, right? It's kind of like whisper down the lane, right? You whisper something to somebody and it goes around and down the lane, and by the time it gets there, it's totally wrong, right? It's totally not the right thing. You guys ever played that before at a party? Really funny. You should do it sometime. Um, so anyway, my point in saying this is a lot of people aren't doing the system because they don't know the system because it's just whispered down the lane, right? So what I did the other night on this call is I had everybody write their email and I forwarded the email to everybody in the chat. I had everybody write the email and I forwarded the email to everybody. Now I'm not going to do that tonight because there's 46 of you on, so that might take a little while to try to copy and paste while we're on here. But what I'm going to do after this call is I'm going to go to the Team Impact WhatsApp and I'm going to send it there so you guys can copy the whole system there. Okay. So it's all there. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. We're going to focus on the system, and I'm going to show you the power of doing just a little bit and what can happen. Okay. And before I say that, you know, I know a lot of you on here have been in this industry, some longer than me, some longer than 30 years. And some, maybe this might be your first company, right? And all of you guys fall somewhere in between there, probably. And what's great about this, I thought about this today. Actually, I was taking a shower. I do my best work in the shower, right? I just think about things in the shower. My wife does the same thing. Not we're in there together though. We're separate. But anyway, I know it was inappropriate. But anyway, sometimes I like to joke around. But anyway, I started thinking in the shower today. I'm like, you know what? This is so different, and anybody can have success in this company. Some of you guys may have had a lot of success in prior companies. And maybe some of you have never had success in this industry, but you fell in love with it, right? And you fell in love with it because of whatever company you were in, you felt like you could help people, right? That's why we get in these companies, right? That's not the only reason, right? But if we join a company, we join because we believe in what we're sharing, right? It might be whatever it is, health, nutrition, skincare, whatever. There's so many different companies out there, right? And a lot of people obviously get in for the money, right? And a lot of times they stay in, right? Even if they're not making money, they stay in for the community, right? They stay in for the personal growth. They stay in for they feel good, right? And it feels good to be around like-minded people. Would you guys agree? Going to conventions, you get around, 1,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 people, and synergistically, the people together, you just feel incredible. And then you step out and you go to the airport and you're around all these negative people, and you're like, I want to go back to those people. How many guys have experienced that before, right? You just love it, right? So I was thinking about this industry, right? And I was thinking about this company and thinking about how anybody, and I mean any of you, anyone can have success in this company. Anyone. And I know sometimes, we may have, like I said, maybe you haven't had success in this company, in the industry, right? And maybe you don't believe in yourself, right? Maybe you don't believe you can have success. Maybe you're limiting yourself, right? Maybe you're fear of success or fear of failure or whatever it is, right? And maybe those fears and those doubts in yourself, they limit your activity. And that's what happens, right? We just limit our activity. We don't talk to people, correct? Because we don't believe we can, help people, or we don't really truly believe. We know these devices can help people. We know that, it's an incredibly simple system. We know that the timing is perfect, right? We know that nobody has these devices in their home. If they do, it's not the same device. It's not the same technology, right? We know we're all getting incredible results with these devices. And we know these devices are affordable finally. We know all these things, right? But we still don't talk to people, right? Because maybe we're scared, right? We have fears, right? So my point in saying all this to you is because we all have fears, right? We all do, right? We all have things that stop us. So I wanted to show you tonight, okay, a very simple system. And a lot of you guys have seen systems like this in other companies, but I wanted to show you that this is so different. And I want you to have belief after this Zoom tonight. I want you all to have belief that you can have success here. You can. It doesn't matter who you are. because it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about these devices and it's about the system. And if you put the people through the system, there's no possible way you will not build a really, really good team here. And there's no way you won't help a lot of people with their health, with the way they feel, and also with their wealth. Okay? It's here, you guys. I've never seen anything quite like this. And I think I would probably tend to agree. All of you guys probably agree, right? Something like this in 30 years. I've never really seen anything quite like this. So I just built a couple slides for you tonight. I didn't do a lot, but I wanted to make it super simple for you guys tonight and just show you. Let me get rid of this here. Hold on one second here. All right. Play. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen here again. And by the way, you guys always probably wonder, what's he looking at? I have a big 50-inch TV to my left, and I slide everything over there so I can see it. Now, I don't wear glasses normally, but I'm 55 years old. I need readers now. Oh, I can see you guys. So I don't have to put glasses on my TV, but it's awesome. I have this big TV there, so I do a lot of my work on there. So I encourage you to do that. So if you have a computer and a TV, hook up your TV. It's awesome. Then duplicate the slot, duplicate the, displays, and it's pretty awesome. All right, so let me go ahead here and share this here. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? Yes. All right. Very good. Okay. So let's just talk about a system you guys have all heard about. You guys have all heard just do 2 exposures a day. How many of you guys have heard of that? Anybody? Yes? Just about everybody, right? Everybody's heard of this simple 2-a-day system. All right. So this is the point I want to get across tonight, is that any of you can do 2 exposures a day. I'm going to send the system, right? I'm not going to really talk totally about the system tonight, but I am going to talk to you just briefly about how to do the system. Okay. I'm going to send the system in the WhatsApp group, but literally all you need to do is send a picture of the P90 Plus to anyone on Messenger, on text, on whatever, and just say, Jan, have you seen this device yet? That's it. And she's going to go, if she's engaged in the conversation, she's going to say, no, what is it? And then you're just going to say, it's a PEMF device. And and you could say, hey, have you heard of PEMF? Now, she may just go, I don't want him to think I'm dumb, so I'm going to go look it up right now, right? And then she comes back 5 minutes later and goes, oh, yeah, I've heard of PEMF, right? How many of you guys have done that? I've done that before, but so she may not do that. She may go, oh, no, I haven't heard of that. And then we just say, hey, if you use any kind of chat GPT or some kind of, AI, hey, Jan, go look up on your Google or AI and just ask, what are the benefits of PEMF? Right? That's it. Now, ChatGPT, you guys will sell this for you because it's all positive, right? And then from there, if you're Facebook friends with them, then what you do is just ask them, hey, can I add you to a testimonial page? You got to see these testimonials, Jan. Get her permission. If she says, absolutely, sure, no problem, then you're going to go to Simplifying Wellness. You're going to invite her. You're going to tag her in the post, and you're going to message her. And then you're going to share the address of the Simplifying Wellness. I'll show you that in a second in case you guys haven't seen that yet, just so she knows where to go. Okay. And you'll see this when I share the system with you guys on WhatsApp. It's literally that simple. Now, is there more after that? Sure. You can send her, you can send her videos, right? You can send her the 3 videos, the one on PEMF, the second one on the devices and the products, and the third one on the comp plan. You could do that. You could send the blood analysis video. That's always a great one to lead with as well. The 30-second blood analysis video. Hey, check this out, right? You could send some other things, some other videos, right? But just go through the process and don't overwhelm them. Don't send them a bunch of stuff, right? Just one at a time. Wait for a response. Send another one. Wait for a response. Listen, you guys, can all of you do something like that? Is that simple? See, being in this industry for 30 years, and a lot of you have also learned all these sales tactics. How many guys have learned feel, felt, found? How many guys have learned that? Feel, felt, found. right? How many guys? So, Jan says, "Oh, I have one of those." You know, "Oh yeah, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way when I saw these. What I found out was, right? Hey, this technology is different, right? It's feel, felt, found, right? So you can do that. Now that's not everybody can do that, right? Simple, but not everybody's going to do that, right? Maybe uncomfortable for you to do that, right? But that's a good way for them to go, oh, right, and be open to what you're talking about, right? Or, we used to do, hey, Melissa, oh, hey, what do you like best? You guys ever done this? Hey, Melissa, what do you like best about, your job? And she goes, oh, the people. Oh, yeah, yeah, I can see that. Definitely, you're a people person. Hey, what do you like least? Uh, the hours. Yeah, I get up early. I get home like basically dinner time. I never have time to see my kids. And then you talk for a little while and you go, hey, well, Melissa, what if I could show you a way, right? So it's what do you like best? What do you like least? And then what if I could show you a way to basically get all the things you want? In other words, she says, I like the people. What if I could show you a way to work with people that you love to work with, right? And get rid of those hours and be able to make your own hours. Would that interest you? How can she say no, right? That's a sales tactic, right? For her to go, yeah, what is it, right? Because you're telling her, I'm going to give you the stuff you love and I'm going to get rid of the stuff you hate. If I showed you a way, to get that stuff, would you be interested? Yeah, right? So my point in telling you guys this stuff, you don't need to learn that stuff here. You don't need all those things here like you do in other companies. You don't need all these slick sales skills and all this stuff you need to learn and all these big trainers in this industry teaching you all these feel, felt, found and all these old network marketing styles and MLM styles. You don't need that here. Okay? You just don't need it because the system will sell these devices for you. And that's why I wanted to lead with tonight that all of you can do this. If you've never had success, you can have success here because it's so darn simple. It's so simple. Okay. And I hope you guys are getting this a little bit here. Okay. But out to the people. So to the slide here, we've all heard, hey, do 2 exposures a day, right? Looks like my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys still hear me okay? Am I freezing or am I all right? I'm okay. Okay, okay, good. Um, so my kids are probably on FaceTime and everything else, everybody's using the internet. Uh, so you guys have all heard 2 exposures a day, right? But don't make your minimums your maximums. I want to say that. So some of you guys are full time here. Some of you guys have jobs, right? Some of you guys are busy, busy moms, busy grandmoms, busy granddads, right? Busy dads, whatever. You might be running other businesses, right? So 2 a day is enough. Okay. It's enough if you consistently do 2 exposures a day over a long period of time. It's enough. You don't have to go do 5 or 10. You don't have to do that. All right. Now, if you have time, sure. Don't make your minimums to your maximums. Don't do 2 and like, I get the rest of the day. Guess I'll go swimming. No, do more, right? Do more than 2, right? If you want to go faster, do more than 2. But let's just talk about 2 and the power of 2 today, okay? So if you do 2 exposures every single day, now how do you do that? Well, make time for it, okay? I'm a big believer in planning your day before the day begins. How many guys have done that or do that? How many guys plan your day before the day begins? Okay. This right here, this one thing alone will change your life. If you plan your day before the day begins, at night before you go to bed, plan your day the next day. Have a planner, have some kind of calendar. All right. We learned this in one of the previous companies where a leadership coach taught all these leaders in the company how to plan your day before the day begins, and it changes everything. Okay. So at night, look at your tomorrow and go, okay, what's my schedule? Right. I work from these days, right? But you're blocking off maybe a half hour. I mean, you can do 2 exposures in a half hour, you guys. You can do it less than that, right? But 2 exposures, block off 30 minutes and go, these are my 2 exposure time in your calendar. And you don't answer phone calls, you don't answer emails, you don't Facebook's, scroll unless you're scrolling to find people to talk to you, right? But and you just block off that time and you're just vigilant that nothing gets in your way. All right. Nothing gets in your way. And you do those 2 exposures every single day and you block it off. Okay. And you're religious about it. That's because how many times if you guys like the day got away from you, like, oh, I didn't do my exposures before, right? It's happened to all of us. Oh man, darn it, it's 11 o'clock. Who am I going to talk to now, right? Oh, I'll do four tomorrow, right? And then you're like, then it, you keep pushing it off. So two is so easy, but we all have heard this saying, what's easy to do is what? Also easy not to do, right? So plan the day before the day begins. Tonight, before you go to bed, plan tomorrow. Okay. Look at your day and go, okay, I'm getting up at this time. I'm working out. I'm meditating. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. These are the hours. And then I'm doing this. And you block off a little time segment for your exposures every single day. Okay. So you do that. 2 exposures a day times 30 days. You don't give a day up. If you give a day up, you make it up the next day and you do 60 exposures in a month. Okay. What happens? Okay. Let's say you get 10% of people, just 10%. Okay. Now, these exposures are people that engage with you. It's not just you send a random text and they don't answer. It's someone that you engage with. Okay. That's your goal. Is it going to happen every day? No. You might have to talk to 4 or 5 people to get 2 people that are engaging with you, right? But a 10% response, you get 6 new people in a month. Would you guys be happy to get 6 new people in a month? Yeah. Right. And what if those 6 people, you put one on each side, and you tier bonus. And let's say they're all P90 pluses. Okay. One left, one right. Okay. That's 2 people. Would you guys know what you earn on a P90 plus on each side on a tier bonus? You earn $562.50. Plus, you make $112 from each on the performance bonus. So you make another $250. So that's over $800 you make by bringing 2 people in with a P90 plus. Okay. So it happens 2 more times. That's, that's $2,400 in a month just by doing 2 exposures a day. If you get just 10%, 10%, 6 people, that's it. You can make over $2,400 in a month. Would that help you guys out? Making an extra $2,400 might pay your mortgage, right? It might be a vacation every month, right? If you don't need the money, well, it's extra spending cash, go on a vacation, right? Just don't miss your 2 exposures on vacation. But so that's the power of just you. That's just you doing it, right? You starting today and just doing 2 exposures for the next 30 days, getting 10% of the people that come in for the P90 plus, and boom, that's what you earn. Okay. Now, what's also exciting, right, is you teach those people to do the same thing, right? Now you got 6 people, right, that are doing the same thing. So what happens, right? Well, those 6 people doing 60 exposures a month, that's 360 exposures a month in your team. Well, if 10% come in, how many is that? That's 36 new people, right? So you guys can see where it's going, all right? That's the power of duplication. And that's how simple this is. And it really is that darn simple. You just have to do a little bit. Don't get hung up. Don't get frozen. Don't let fear freeze you. Just do a little bit every single day. And the numbers will work out. So let me show you this also. Let's slide here. So in addition to that, okay, let's talk about, this is a little different. All right, let's talk about just getting basically one person. Okay. This is one new person. Use 60 exposures and you get one, not 6, but one person. Okay. And every month you do the same thing, and your one person brings on one person. That's it. So out of 60 exposures, I don't even know what that is. That's 5. That's what, 3, I don't know, 2%. What is that? I don't even know what that is. It's not a big percent, right? So it's a very low percent of people that gets a device, right? Just one person. Look what happens. If you're just one person and everybody does 60 exposures a month, look at what happens, at the end of the year, because you guys all know about compounding interest, compounding duplication, right? You'd have over 2,000 people on your team if just you did 60 exposures a month and the one person you bring on board did the same thing, and every month it grew. Right? You guys all know the penny trick, right? Compound the penny for 30 days straight, how much money you'd have, right? This is the same thing. So, you want to know why big leaders in the industry that were not big leaders before, one day they just click, it just clicks for them, and they do the simple daily activities, and this is what happens. How many guys know leaders in your company or prior company that just killed it, just crushed it, right? Because they said, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to be consistent every single day. And I'm going to do what most people won't do. Let's face it, right? Most people won't do this. Most people won't do two a day for 30 days. They won't. But it's simple. It's super simple. But this is what separates the people that go after it and have a lot of success from the people that don't. Let's just face it, right? It's super simple, right? But again, what's easy to do is also easy not to do, right? It's just making a decision, all right? But look at this. If this was true, if this happened, if you said today, okay, I'm going to do 60 exposures a month, two a day. That's two. Don't even say 60. 60 is a little overwhelming, like 60, but two a day, right? That's simple, right? So I'm going to do two a day for the next year. I'm going to see what happens, right? And you bring on one person a month, not six, one, all right? Because listen, if you bring on six, probably only one's going to do it. Let's face it, right? You guys all heard the thing 20% of the people will do 80% of the work, right? Y'all have heard that before. So, you bring on six people a month, one person does what you do, let's just say. And this is a better example, more realistic, this slide, right? Even though you look at these numbers, you're like, whoa, this is realistic, you guys. It's really, especially in this company because of this device, the timing, everything else, right? So incredible what can happen if you do two exposures a month. And look here, last slide here. Power of duplication. End of year results. If you're, let's say they grow exactly the same, your left leg and your right leg. Okay, you'd have 1,024 people on the left, 1,024 people on the right. Just times, let's say they all get the P90 plus. That's over 1 million PV in each leg. You're an M4. How many guys would love to be an M4 by the end of the year? Yeah, that'd be pretty incredible, wouldn't it? So simple daily actions plus consistent duplication equals extraordinary results. And it's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. This is not, you don't need all these training calls, okay? You don't need to jump on all these different training calls and hear these big leaders talk about how great they are and this and all these simple, they talk about all these simple things, right? You don't need all that. This right here is all you need, okay? You need a few videos, right? You need a testimonial video. You need some, you might need some information on the devices. You might need some comparisons. You might need some stuff because people are going to ask you these things. But when you talk about building this business, this is all you need. Don't waste your time jumping on 10 calls a week. Why? You're just wasting time where you could be prospecting saying, hey, have you seen this device before? If you're on a call, like you right now, you guys aren't prospecting because you're listening to me talk, right? But if you're listening to everybody talk all the time, you're not doing what you could be doing. You're not doing the actionable things, right? You don't need all this slick sales skills, guys. You don't need it. Throw that stuff out the window. What people want nowadays, people are super smart. They don't want all this slick stuff. They want real people. They want real conversations. They want genuineness. Okay? That's what they want. People are sick and tired of all that crap, right? I know some of us are set in our ways, right? Because we learned this stuff, for 30 years, right? But just be real. Just be real. This is so refreshing. This company is so refreshing. And I see a lot of you guys nodding your head. It is. It's so refreshing. These devices are incredible. Nothing's like this. And the timing, I'm going to end with this. The timing is so perfect right now. And I don't know if you guys are like me, it seems like everybody I know is in this company already. It seems like it because of my algorithms, my Facebook or algorithms, Are you guys seeing more and more people pop up because, on your Facebook feeds now, and you're like, oh, I didn't know they were in, right? Um, I just saw an influencer post. That person hit like M2 in like a week because they're an influencer. They got a bunch of people to buy, It's just So the word's getting out, right? I mean, when you got something this good, people getting incredible results, the word gets out. And my point in saying that is, in I'm not fear of losing you. You guys all know I'm being totally transparent that you got to go. You got to go, right? You got to stop wasting time, whatever it is. Do your 2 exposures a day. But like I said, don't make your minimums your maximums. If you want to go out and you really want to capture people, do more. Okay. Maybe do a sprint. You know, we did a month and a half ago. My family went away for a week and I stayed here. It was awesome. But it was great because we did what was what did I call it, Kristen? We did a jam. I called it. It was a week. What was it? 7 day sprint, right? It was a what? Jan, I'm mute. I can't hear you. What I call it? I'm totally brain dead right now.
It was a blitz.
Blitz, yeah, it was a 7 day blitz. You guys all heard 90-day blitzes before, right? In this industry, right? Literally, we did a 7 day blitz, and we did meetings. We did presentations every single night. I had Twan and Van do one. I had another doctor do one, and for 7 days we just blitzed. I think I want to do it again sometime. You guys be up for that sometime? Just doing 7 days instead of doing two a day. Maybe we do 10 a day, right? For 7 days straight. And just go after it. And you guys don't know what blitzes can do. Just 7 days of really working extra hard for 7 days can really get some momentum in your business, right? And that might be the difference between you reaching out to people you may not have reached out to for a week, and they may be reached out by somebody else. So, that's it's we may do that again. I got to find the time where it could work out, because summertime's coming, summertime's here actually. But so anyway, I hope you guys understand the training tonight. I hope you get it. I hope you kind of can take a deep breath. Why don't we all do that right now? Why don't you everybody take a deep breath? Ready? Ready? In. Take a deep breath in. That feel good. That feel good. So the reason I say that, take a deep breath, is because I hope you guys all understand and feel better now to know that you don't need anything more. You don't need all these skills. You have everything you need to have success here. You truly do. You have everything you need. I'm going to send the system, put a smile on your face, go help a ton of people. And by helping a ton of people, you're going to help yourself and your family. And that's truly it. That's it. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And by the way, last thing I want to tell you guys, if you guys want to go to Asia, we haven't announced this yet. We're not announcing the dates. I know the dates, but I'm not telling you the dates. Okay, not yet. And the reason being is because they're going to announce them. Tuan and Van are going to announce our team, just our team, going to Asia. They're going to announce it after Anaheim. So in a week and a half, roughly, they're going to announce the dates. We still got 2 months before we go to Asia. So you got time. But if you want to go to Asia, okay, we're the only team going to one of the countries out of all their teams that are going to Asia. We're the only one that's going to a particular country and then another country. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the countries yet, but we got to keep it quiet because we don't want the other teams to know because we're getting special attention from Tuan and Van. So if you want to go to Asia, any one of you can go to Asia because it's super simple. I'm telling you, anyone can do it. I don't care if you're just brand new, but you want to go to your back office. You want to log into your back office, go to campaign query on the left side, scroll down, click on campaign query. And if your performance bonus in there says $450, you qualified to go to Asia. Now, you're going to have everything. Once we get to Asia, everything's paid for. Hotel, food, everything's paid for, transportation. But we have to get there. You have to fly there, but we're going to be running some sort of promotion. So get ready. So this is what they're going to, I'm going to promise I will end with this. Get ready now because the promotion's probably going to be some sort of activity based, right? Whatever you do between this time and this time, maybe you'll get money towards your flights. Hint, hint. Okay. So if you do your 2 a day now, what are you going to have? You're going to have a full funnel, right? So if it's performance based, as in maybe you bring so many more people in or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but you're going to have a lot easier time doing that if you fill your funnel now. So do the activity today, plan your day tomorrow, tonight, and go just do two a day. And let's go help a ton of people. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Bring people, bring guests tomorrow night, Tuesday night presentation. All right. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Take care, you guys. Take charge. Bye-bye.